Hi, Abby. This is the solution for number one. It's right there, right there. Hey, I caught it in time. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm not sharing my screen. Hi, Abby. This is the solution for number one. All right, here we go. All right, letter B here. Here we go. Caught it in time though. Only did one problem. All right, here we go. So there's the X. Here's the Y. So classified a conic, this is a hyperbola. And the center is what? 2, 0, right? The major axis is the X axis because the major one would be the positive variable, okay? So the center is 2, 0. The vertices are, you get the square root of 5. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So your vertices are 7, 0 and negative 3, 0. All right, and then your minor axis would be up 2 and down 2 because of the 4. Radical 4 is 2. And then instead of drawing an ellipse, you're drawing this box, right? A rectangular box around these 4 points that you put together. And you may want to do something like this. And do something like that. All right, those are your asymptotes. And remember, you're drawing them along the x-axis because that's the major axis. So you're just going to draw them here and here. Okay. And the focal points are, it's going to be c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. So a squared is 25. B squared is 4. So you're getting c squared, which is equal to the square root of 29. And the square root of 29 equals 5.4. So you're going to go 5.4 to the left and 5.4 to the right. So I'm going to put this here and here. This is from the center. So your center would be 7.4 and 0 and negative 3.4 and 0. Cool. Any questions or anything? We good? All right. Number 2 would be find the required information of the given. So if you see this is a parabola right away. Okay, and then what you want to do is with something like this, you want to complete the square. You subtract the 3, becomes y minus 3 is equal to 4x squared minus 8x. Anybody know what to do next? Complete the square, so it'd be y minus 3 is equal to 4. Don't take out the x, it's tempting, but when you're completing the square, you just need to leave that in x squared minus 2x plus 1. Right? Why is it plus 1? Because with the 2, you're dividing it by 2, which is 1. 1 squared is 1. And then what do you do with the 1 and 4? You add that to the other side. So it becomes y plus 1 is equal to 4x minus 1 squared. We cool with that? You good? Yeah. So I factored out the 4, right? And what ends up happening is what? You have the 2 right here, right? X with this 2, with the coefficient, the number in front of the variable, you're gonna divide that by 2 and then square it. That's what you're gonna add here. Okay, but when I'm adding 1 here, I have to multiply this and this to the other side. Okay. So now, so it's kind of neat, right? Because what you do is you find that what I have the center. The reason why it's called vertex form is because this equation gives you the vertex. It'll be 1 and -1. The 1 is from here, the -1's from here. Okay, it's going to point up. How do you know it's going to point up? Because the x is squared and the a is positive. The a is the 4, is positive. Now, in this case, how do you get the focus? How do you get the P? So this is what we're kind of talking about before. So look at this here. It should be 1/4. So you could have, so there people do it in 2 different ways. It would be x minus h is equal to y minus k squared. You could also do x minus h is equal to 1/4p y minus k squared. You could also do 4p y minus k is equal to x minus h squared. And you could also do y minus k is equal to 1/4p x minus h squared. Okay, so for this equation right here, that I'm gonna draw in red right here, which one would we use? We'd use the first one, second one, third one, or fourth one? It's the, which form is it in? It's the fourth one, right? Because here's a y minus k, here's a 1/4p x minus h squared, right? So that's why we're using the fourth one right here. Okay. Now, why is that important? Because we have to know what to do with this 4. It's 1/4p is equal to 4. Right? So you multiply both sides by 4p, you get 1 equals 16p. You divide by 16, so p is equal to 1/16. Now, what do you do with the 1/16 here? You go up 1/16 from the vertex. It would be like right here. Right? And then what do you do with the directrix? You go down 1/16, and it will be a line going this way. So what is a focal point? Okay, well, the vertex is what? 1, -1, right? So what's the foci? It is 1, and then what? 15, -15/16. That makes sense because I'm going up 1/16 from the -1. Okay. And then what happens to the directrix? It's 1/16 below. And remember, what's a horizontal line? It's x equals, right? X equals -1 and 1/16. You're right. Sorry, it's y equals. My bad. Thank you. You're right. A lot of things to get mixed up on. Thank you. Okay. Cool.
Are you gonna give us the like 4?
Yeah, I can. I mean, that's fine. Yeah, I totally can. All right. Cool. All right. Any question on that? All right. Here we go. Now we're working backwards here, right? We have the focus, we have the directrix, right? And we need to find what the equation of the parabola is, okay? Yeah. Sure. So, you know, by the way, when you're talking about this part right here, okay, be careful, okay? You just have to be careful because different books teach it different ways, all right? So just be aware of that. Cool. All right. Let's go to number 3. Write the equation of the parabola in a vertex form with the given information. You have the focus of 1, -2. Let's graph this. One -2 is here, 1, and then -2. Okay. And the directrix is x is equal to 3. So if x is equal to 3, what happens? We have 1, 2, and 3 right here. This is the directrix right here. Okay. If that's a directrix, which direction is the parabola going towards? Is it going up, down, left, or right? Left, right? Because the focal point is left of the directrix. Okay, so it really depends on where the focus is relative to the directrix. Okay, all right. So what do you think the vertex is going to be? 2, -2. So this will be because the vertex is in between the focal point, right, and the directrix, right? So it is going to, so the vertex is going to be 2, -2. That's the vertex. Okay. And we're going to use x minus h is equal to, and then remember that the 4 -1/4p, it's going to be negative, right? Because why? We're facing left. And then it'll be y minus k squared. Okay. So what happens here? What's h? X minus h is this number right here. It's 2, right? Is equal to, we'll talk about the p in a little bit. What's k? So it's -2, which makes it +2, and that's it. Okay. Now, how do we get the p? The p is what? The distance between what? The vertex and the focus, right? So the p is what? 1. Okay, so it's going to be, so we just plug it, so it'll be x minus 2 is equal to -1/4 y plus 2 squared. That's it. Okay. And just graph the parabola like this. We already went through graphing parabolas. I don't think you need to know how to graph that. You just have to know which direction it goes relative to the directrix of focus. All right. Any questions? We good? All right, last, number 4 is find the required information and graph the conic section here. So what we're going to do is we're going to rearrange everything. It'll be 9y squared minus 18y minus 4x squared plus 24x is equal to 63. Any questions on that? Okay, what do you do here? You factor out the 9, it'll be y squared minus 2y, leave a space, minus 4, and then x squared minus 6x. Remember, it's minus because you're taking out a -4, right? And then give a space is equal to 63. What am I adding to the y value? 1. What am I adding to the other side? 9, right? Because 1 times 9 is 9, right? What am I adding to this right here? 9. What am I adding to the, what am I guess I'm subtracting, right? Because it's -4 minus 36. Okay. So this will be what? 9 and then y minus 1 squared minus 4 and then x minus 3 squared is equal to 63 is 72, 36, right? Is that right? What do you do next?
divide 36.
Yep. So divide 36 to both sides. This equals what? Y minus 1 squared over 4 minus x minus 3 squared over 9 is equal to 1. That makes sense? Very good there. So this becomes what? This is what type of a conic is this? Hyperbola, good. And which direction is it going? Up and down? So even though this number is smaller than this is still the major axis right here. Okay? The y is still the major axis. So the center is what? 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, and 1. On the x-axis, you go right 3, 1, 2, 3. Left 3, 1, 2, 3. You go up 2 and down 2. Everybody understand that? Do you understand why I go right 3, left 3, and up 2, right, down 2? Are we good? All right, and then there's a red right here. And then what? So the asymptotes here, straight up draw them. Why do asymptotes have to be dotted? Let's just make them solid here. All right. Okay, which way are they going? Up and down, right? So it should be kind of like wide this way. Cool. And then what happens here? Foci, right? It is what? The a squared plus b squared, right, is equal to c squared. So c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. A is 4. Remember, a is 4, even though it's a smaller number because the 4 is with the major axis, right? The major axis on a hyperbola is the positive variable, okay? So 4 plus 9 is 13. So c squared is equal to 13, and then c is equal to radical 13. Radical 13 is what? 3.6. So you're going to go up 1, 2, 3.6. That's the focal point. 1, 2, 3.6. Yeah. So he'll be right here. All right. All right, so center is 3, 1. Foci, you should have 2 focal points. You're adding 3.6 to the y values. So it will be 3 and 4.6 and 3 and negative 2.6. Vertices. There are 4 vertices here. This is a vertice. This is a vertice right here. These are the major vertices. And so what? That's, you go up 2 from the y value. So it will be 3, 3. Sorry, okay. It'll be 3, 3 and 3, negative 1. And then your co-vertices will be these values right here. So you're adding what? You're adding 3 to them from the, so it will be 0, 1 and 6, 1, right? Okay. That's it. Any questions? Good.
Yeah, good, great. Hopefully I missed.
All right, sounds good.